we are going to dive into a film that redefined science fiction, Interstellar.
I still felt the goosebumps in every scene that I watched. It's a movie about hope, it's a movie about love, it's a movie about emotions. Time just happens to every one of us. That's one thing that we cannot control. The only thing that we can control is the memories that we create.
Do you believe that love is like gravity?
Love is another dimension that we are still unable to understand but still able to feel.
That's beautiful. So I just wanted to ask one question is Interstellar overrated?
Story is not about just space, it's about the people in it. How many sci-fi movies can make us cry? And this is not just a sci-fi movie.
Welcome to Sapno Ke Canvas, a podcast where dreams, stories, poetries, and emotions come alive. So today we are going to explore the importance of time, the strength of love, and the depth of poetry. Yes, we are going to dive into a film that redefined science fiction, Interstellar. I am Sweety, and we have Clinton over here, whose poetries are influenced by music, cosmos, and the things around. Hi Clinton, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, sweetie. How are you?
I'm doing good too. तो 10 सालों के बाद इंटरस्टेलर फिल्म दोबारा रिलीज हुई है राइट तो एंड आपकी पोएट्रीज में कई बार मैंने देखा है कि आप उसके म्यूजिक यूज करते हो सो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू आस्क वन क्वेश्चन लाइक इज इंटरस्टेलर ओवररेटेड
Overrated? That's a very controversial question that you're putting across. Interstellar can never be overrated. So if you ask me, Interstellar is underrated. It's very easy to call something that has become famous as overrated, but I think the love that Interstellar is receiving, it deserves all the love. How many sci-fi movies can make us cry? And this is not just a sci-fi movie. It's beyond that. The story is not about just space. It's about the people in it. So, no, it's not overrated. It is underrated. It
It is-
deserves all the love that it's receiving. Yes.
Definitely. So, it's been 10 years, since the film has come out. So, do you still feel that it's relevant after 10 years?
Relevance. Yeah, it is relevant even
Mhm.
today, and it will be relevant even after maybe even after 10 years. So, fingers crossed. I want to watch it after 10 years again. So, I recently watched the movie in theaters in big screen. I still felt the goosebumps in every scene that I watched, because the movie is just not about science fiction. Like I mentioned, it's just not about space. It's a movie about hope, it's a movie about love, it's a movie about emotions. So when a movie has these timeless themes, it's prone to be timeless, right? So Interstellar left a lasting impact when I watched it for the first time. It left me with a lot of questions when I watched it for the first time. It made me go and look back my physics textbook for those weird theories that it was mentioning. Yes, but the lasting impact and the relevance is still there. And thanks to Christopher Nolan, who beautifully has directed this movie, and it is giving goosebumps to people who are watching it right now. And it is timeless, I'd say, and it won't be irrelevant, I think, even in the near future.
Okay, so you said it is timeless.
Yeah.
So time is a, huge thing in Interstellar,
Yeah.
I believe. So what do you think this film teaches us about time?
Time is a dimension that this movie uh, aggressively deals with, and a lot of other physical elements that this movie ventures upon. But one thing that this movie constantly teaches us is that time is cruel, time is kind, time is envious. Time takes things away from us, time preserves things to us. What I understood from this movie is time is not timeless. I mentioned Interstellar is timeless, but time is not timeless. It's a very finite element that we have with us. The only way that we can preserve time is by the memories that we create. There's a beautiful scene in this movie where, because of the concept of time dilation, this character or Cooper, who goes out in space to save the world, spends a few minutes in a planet where a few minutes is few years on Earth time. So when he goes back to his space station, he looks back the memories that his loved ones are shared, and he's looking at them on a TV screen. Decades have passed on Earth, but it's only a few minutes for him, and time just happens to him there. That's a lesson that I learned from this movie. Time just happens to every one of us. That's one thing that we cannot control. The only thing that we can control is the memories that we create, how effective we use our time. And the only way we can look back into our past is by our memories. So, creating beautiful memories is what this movie also taught me.
तो हमें वक्त रहते वक्त को पढ़ना सीखना होगा। बहुत बहुत सही बात है, लाइक वक्त को पढ़ना बेहद ज़रूरी होती है। तो वक्त के साथ साथ लाइक देयर इज लव।
Yeah.
So love is one thing that transcends time and space. So I wanted to ask one question, like, do you believe that love is like gravity?
Falling in love is not due to gravity. So, this movie also mentions a lot about love, how love transcends our dimensions. A quick question. So, this movie also introduces how a person goes beyond all measures just to save his loved ones. Cooper leaves the entire world just because he wants to save his daughter. Love makes us do things like that, and I think there's no scientific explanation for this kind of behavior by us humans, right? So some may call it hormones, some may call it connection, but I think no amount of scientific evidence can outperform how love reacts, and love makes us do things in a way that goes beyond our human measure. So, love is, of course, a force. And maybe, just like this movie talks about, love is another dimension that we are still unable to understand, but still able to feel.
Wow, that's beautiful. So like Interstellar, too much emphasizes on poetry as well, right? So I wanted to ask, like, why do you think this film uses poetry so deeply?
Poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a line in the poem that says, do not go gentle into that good night. So in this movie, a lot of characters go into hyper sleep before accomplishing anything, or before when they look forward to for something else. So just that line, do not go into that good night, explains a lot of things. It explains, or it rather emphasizes on the way that they have to look forward to. Do not go into that good night because there's always hope. Do not go into that good night because you have to see the tomorrow. Do not go gentle into that good night because there is a sandstorm or there is a storm that you have to face. Preserve your strength. Poetry, in the same way, is a resilience that we build. Poetry, again, fights things that are beyond. And poetry is, again, talks about the vastness of the universe that we are yet to understand. So, this movie, in a metaphorical way, in a physical way, in a lot of realistically and fictional way, uses poetry and rightly places them in cute little corners so that we can look back and realize that the vastness of the universe is nothing more than poetry, or it is just vast, and we are still reading the meters of those poetry that we are not able to comprehend.
Okay, that's really good. So like मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहती हूँ मगर उसके पहले I would like to ask like if you could leave behind one message for someone you love, so what it would be?
So it would be, I think I would take help of this new thing that's going around in in healing. I think they call it Ho'oponopono. So
Okay.
these 4 sentences I would like to rather leave behind to the person who I miss, or so I'll just say these 4 sentences to them. I'll say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you.
बहुत ही खूबसूरत था ये. सो लाइक मैं काफ़ी टाइम से देख रही हूँ लाइक जब से हम मिले हैं, आप इंटरस्टेलर के म्यूजिक काफ़ी यूज़ करते हो लाइक इन योर पोएट्री.
Yeah.
So there is one question I wanted to ask, like what is it about the music that you like so much?
So this music, Hans Zimmer, the composer of the music. So the music is almost like the heartbeat of this movie. So if you switch off the musical elements of this movie and watch it, it's just like a National Geographic documentary. But the true connection that you feel from the movie is from the music, the background, the score that Hans Zimmer has beautifully composed. So there is one small story about how he composed this movie when Christopher Nolan wanted music for this movie. So the story that was given to Hans Zimmer was of the love between a daughter and a son. Nowhere in the conversation it was mentioned that this movie is about space. Yes.
Okay.
So the music, the evolution of the music, the origin of the music was from love, like we spoke. So the concept of all the musical themes that this movie carries is that the love of a daughter or love of a child to the father, the love of a father to the child. So that's where the music rooted from. That, and it's beautifully fitting in all the themes that the movie ventures upon, be it space, be it time, be it gravity, be it time dilation. The music of the movie has impacted my writing in such a way that people started calling me Interstellar Man, because I was using this music everywhere. And this music really inspires me to write. So I have a writing process where I listen to any of the background score, and I start writing. So for most of my poetries that I write, Hans Zimmer's music has played a vital role in fleshing those words out from my mind. And the music's from Interstellar, be it the cornfield chase or the mountains, it has constantly been my inspiration, my go-to rather. So even now, so when I hit a slump when I'm writing, so I there's a music called Stay. So I'll just plug on my earphones, I'll put that music in loop, and I'll just wait for some time to the inspiration to hit me. And that's how influential and impactful that music is. Yeah, this music is very close to my heart. Yeah.
So that's how your poetry comes out. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why people call you like Interstellar.
Interstellar Man, but I'll rather
अब
take
मुझे समझ आया कि जब मैं आपसे मिली थी पहले, why I used to hear these words. So हाँ, तो like after having all these discussions, I think कि जिन्होंने नहीं देखा Interstellar, and I really think that they'll go and watch this movie. So एक आखिरी क्वेश्चन जो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, like if you have to sum up this movie in one sentence, so what it would be?
one sentence. Okay, I'll use 2 quotes from the same movie. I think we used that quote in our conversations as well. Do not go gentle into that good night, because love is that one thing that as humans can perceive, which can transcend dimensions of space and time.
बहुत प्यारा। तो इससे हमें यही समझ आया कि इंटरस्टेलर सिर्फ स्पेस और साइंस के बारे में हमें नहीं सिखाता, बल्कि ये हमें ये भी सिखाता है कि वक्त गुजर जाता है बट द लव, मेमोरीज एंड दैट लॉन्गिंगनेस it helps us stay alive,
Very true.
right? So we'll keep talking about all these things in our next episode as well. So till then, if you haven't watched Interstellar, I think Clinton is recommending that you should go and watch Interstellar. And if you really like this episode, please subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and share it with all your friends and family. Here, Sweety signing off.